That's that autumn wind. Shout out to the Raiders, man, we about to win.
Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report, and I want you to name a wide receiver that the Oakland Raiders should trade for. The NFL trade deadline is October 29th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, and I want you to name a wide receiver that the Oakland Raiders should trade for. The reason why, I'm a little bit worried about Tyrell Williams, and I think that he's potentially going to be out week 7 and even a little bit longer with that plantar fasciitis. So, today's show is all around wide receivers that the Oakland Raiders could trade for. Now, I know, I've talked about A.J. Green, Stefon Diggs, Odell Beckham Jr., Nelson Aguilar, and Emmanuel Sanders. But realistically, those five wide receivers are not realistic. So today's show, 4 realistic wide receivers the Oakland Raiders could go out and trade for. Now, I want you to continue to grow the fam. I appreciate y'all very, very much here, and I want you to continue to get the Raiders Report to keep growing and keep getting bigger. We can do more prizes. So 111 subscribers here. And if you're already a subscriber, I want you to take that link, youtube.com/Raiders Report, send it to the nation, send it to your friends. And if you're a subscriber, I'm going to be giving out some free t-shirts from Raider Nation store at the Raiders vs. Lions game to get the 30K. Let's get right on into it. The number 4 receiver that I want the Raiders to look at and to target in a trade is Mohamed Sanu. So the Falcons are 1-5, and they're going to start selling assets. Mohamed Sanu is a veteran wide receiver, and we kind of know that John likes his veterans. And the fact that Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley, they're the top 2 receivers there, and then even Austin Hooper's having a pretty good season, and then they have DeVante Freeman. So where does that really leave Mohamed Sanu? Well, Mohamed Sanu, if you remember, has a little bit of a relationship with Paul Guenther, who coached the defense for the Bengals, but at least knows Mohamed Sanu. Now, here's what Sanu has done the last 4 years. He's been pretty consistent. And if you're telling me right now, sure, the Falcons' offense, I actually still think is a little bit more dynamic in terms of passing the football than the Raiders. But if you could find me a wide receiver like Mohamed Sanu who's going to probably get me 50 catches, and he's a veteran, I'm okay with that. And I'm especially okay with that because the wide receivers that we have now, I think are talented, but they're unproven. Like Zay Jones, I get it. Last year, he had 102 targets, 7 touchdowns with the Bills. But he's still unproven, and I don't know what it's going to look like with Derek Carr. Hunter Renfrow, he's a rookie, needs to continue to get better. Keelan Doss, Trevor Davis, Marcel Aitman. These are all unproven receivers. Maybe, just maybe, it would be intelligent to go out and get a veteran like Mohamed Sanu. So we're going to have a little bit of fun here, all right? We're going to do something different on the Raiders Report. Y'all get to be Madden. So Mohamed Sanu's overall rating is blank. So 0 is like Tom Downey bad, and then 100 is like DeAndre Hopkins good. Yep, middle finger to you too, Tom. So rate Mohamed Sanu's overall rating, 0 to 100. So all you got to do, fill in the blank, throw it in the comments section below. Now I got a 120% deal. It's better than 100, thanks to BetDSI. Raiders 120 is the deal. So you got to go to chatsports.com/bet. BetDSI, the internet's #1 sportsbook, has hooked us up with the best deal out there. And in fact, I literally challenge y'all to find a better deal where you're going to be able to put down $50, get 60 for free, and then get a free t-shirt from Raider Nation store. Guess what? Can't do it. Can't happen. Let's go to my number 3 wide receiver, DeVante Parker. DeVante Parker makes me giggle because every single offseason, it's the DeVante Parker breakout year. Well, the Dolphins, they're 0-5. And I think it's safe to say that they're tanking. And the funniest stat that I've heard recently about the Dolphins is that it's cheaper to go to the Miami Zoo than go to a Miami Dolphins game. Yeah. Other way around? What did I say? Dolphin Zoo is more expensive. See, it's the inside analysis you're going to get here at the Raiders Report. But Mike Mayock liked DeVante Parker a lot coming out in 2015. He had him ranked as number 3 wide receiver in that class. The issue with Parker is he's a free agent in 2021, and he's scheduled to make $4.4 million in 2020. So maybe the Dolphins would be like, hey, you'll take Parker. We might be able to help you out a little bit with the money. So this is what he's done the last 4 years. There is no doubt that DeVante Parker has not lived up to his hype. And really, we're going to play the Madden game here in a little bit again. But if you really made a wide receiver on Madden, just in terms of build, height, speed, it probably would look a lot like DeVante Parker. He just hasn't been able to materialize and put it together upstairs. But maybe, just maybe, the entire issue to DeVante Parker was the Miami Dolphins. I mean, would it surprise anyone? No. The Miami Dolphins right now, I would say, are the worst ran organization in the entire NFL. Yes, the entire NFL, and that's even going up with what the Browns have done the last few years. So Zay Jones, DeVante Parker, Hunter Renfrow, I think would be the top 3 starting wide receivers since Tyrell Williams is currently out. So let's go back to Madden, shall we? I know a bunch of y'all always play Madden, and no, I don't have a gamer tag, unfortunately. But if I did, you can probably guess what it would be. So I want you to rate DeVante Parker. 0 to 100. Parker is blank. So the way that I want you to do this, Sanu, 0 to 100. DeVante Parker, 0 to 100. If y'all want to know what I think, you see it down below. Just slide in those DMs. I would definitely appreciate that. And also, I want to give a special shout out here to Raider Nation Store. So, a limited time only. You get the flag in the picture and the 260 patches. $20. Okay? For $20, and if you use promo Mitch20, you're going to get 20% off. So go to www.RaiderNationStore.net. And also, if you want the Bo Jackson t-shirt, you want the other Raider shirts that I wear, everything that I wear, everything that I rep here is from Raider Nation Store, but use Mitch20 for 20% off. My top 2 wide receivers that I think that the Raiders should look to trade for, I'll go to number 2. It's Tajae Sharpe. You might have forgotten about Tajae Sharpe, which is okay. So the Titans, they're 2-4, and they just benched Marcus Mariota for Ryan Tannehill. Things aren't looking too good in Tennessee. And he's going to be a free agent in 2020. I think that's a very important thing to note. So back in 2016, Mike Mayock was working with Tajae Sharpe at the East and West game. And the thing that he had to say about Sharpe was he's a good route runner and that he liked the way that he looked on tape and on film. Okay? So this is what Sharpe has done his last 3 years, his entire career, with the Tennessee Titans. He came out as a rookie, had 41 catches, 522 yards, 2 touchdowns, and actually looked pretty good as a rookie. Then they went out and drafted Corey Davis after, Sharpe got injured. But has been kind of buried on that Titans depth chart, but has also been buried due to the fact that I don't really think Marcus Mariota is very good. I also think this would be a smart trade to make because the Raiders play the Titans week 14, and if you can get just a little bit of a competitive advantage, I'm all about it. So this is what the depth chart I think would look like with Tajae Sharpe. I'm still going to put Zay Jones as the number 1, and the reason why Zay Jones you're going to see as the number 1 receiver on all these depth charts is simply because if the Raiders wanted Tajae Sharpe, if the Raiders wanted DeVante Parker, or if they wanted Mohamed Sanu, I think you would have seen them maybe try to go out and trade for them. Instead, they went out and got Zay Jones first. So that's why I think Zay Jones is the wide receiver 1. So let's turn on the old Xbox, PS4, GameCube. I don't know what the kids are playing on. Nintendo 64. Madden grades. Okay, here we go. Tajae Sharpe, his overall rating, 0 to 100. Sharpe's grade is what? Throw it in the comments section if you're watching on YouTube and if you're watching on Facebook. Let's go to number 1. It's Laquon Treadwell. Mayock's number 1 wide receiver in the 2016 draft class. Mayock, what did he have to say about him? He had good hands, but this is the important thing. One of the best blocking wide receivers in the 2016 class. That is very important. If you watched my rumor show, you'll know that the Raiders, they worked out Bo Scarborough. You'll know that the Raiders worked out LeGarrette Blount. And I think right now you're going to see this Raiders team run the football more than just about any team in the entire NFL because of the injuries to Tyrell Williams, to Dwayne Harris, and the unproven assets that they have at the wide receiver position. So going out and getting a Laquon Treadwell, who I get it, has not lived up to his first-round hype. There is no doubt about it. But if he is a pass, or if he's a run-blocking wide receiver who is tough, and he's a big dude, and you could put him out there, and maybe he could be a big red zone threat for Derek Carr. But the reason why I think that this trade actually makes sense is because he's not playing over Stefon Diggs. He's not playing over Adam Thielen. You could go out and find yourself a tough dude who's going to be able to pave the way for your running backs because that's how this team is going to win football games. So Zay Jones, Laquon Treadwell, Hunter Renfrow, that's what I think this depth chart would look like if the Raiders literally watched this video and went out and made a move for Laquon Treadwell. So last time, rate the player. Laquon Treadwell's overall rating, 0 to 100. Now, I always ask you guys, would you want them to trade for this? Would you want them to trade for this player, this player? No, I want to see who you honestly think is the best overall player in the skill ratings. And then also, I want to have a little bit of fun here. Normally we do, the grades. I want you to pick, okay? I want you to pick one of these wide receivers. You have to pick one, okay? I don't care that it says none. I'm changing the rules here on the fly. You have to pick one. A, B, C, or D. I want you to throw it in the comments section. So if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook, which of these 4 wide receivers, Mohamed Sanu, DeVante Parker, Tajae, Sharpe, Laquon, Treadwell, would you want the Oakland Raiders to trade for right now before the deadline? Now, before I go, I got to get you this deal. Chatsports.com/bet. BetDSI has hooked us up with the best deal out there. And I know if you've watched this far in the video, you're one of my most loyal watchers, and I want you to DM me on Instagram, BetDSI, because that means to me that you watched until the very end. So I want you to take advantage of this deal. Chatsports.com/bet. Use the promo code Raiders120 for 120% deposit bonus. And normally, I give away 1 free shirt with Raider Nation Store. No. I'm going to step it up here. If you've watched until the end, and you do this deal right now, and you DM me on Instagram, BetDSI, if you do this, chatsports.com/bet, I'm going to get you 2 shirts from Raider Nation Store. Now, I love y'all. I appreciate you. Go support our sponsors as well. It's chatsports.com/bet. Now, you've made it all the way to the end, and I appreciate y'all. So, if you're a loyal subscriber, if you're not already subscribed, I want you to click this button right here. And I promise the more I do these, I'll get better at these end screens as well. And if you like what I'm doing here at the Raiders Report, continue to watch our videos. You can watch the next video over here, and you can watch the video over here. And also, if you want to like the video, I would definitely appreciate that. Raider Nation, have a good weekend. I appreciate you all. That one's for Chucky Heads. Believe it, baby.